Hi everyone, welcome. Today we are back again with another live demo review, and we're going to be watching over the very infamous King HaiX's hater, Duck of 585C on Twitter, twitter.com, x.com, and he asked for a demo review personally. I thought this was going to be fun as well. Very interesting though. I think we do have a good game on our hands. For those who are unaware, Ducks is very much a prominent member on the CS Twitter community, and I think a very interesting trait about him is the fact that he is also, just like our dear friend Fake Nico fan, he is also level 1 on FaceIt as well. So definitely some very interesting low elo gameplay here. I think he's like a little bit skeptical. He says he's pretty good. But yeah, we have a very interesting game on our hands, and we, are generally going to give some feedback advice to improve his gameplay, essentially. In this game, he went into overtime, and he ended up dropping, I believe, 16 to 26 as his KD. Decent amount of kills, but also quite a lot of deaths, so definitely a lot to review in terms of seeing if he can improve his gameplay. Here this rotates over, running out with his knife. Knife out. Ooh, just catch good timing. Taps with the USP, but really exposed angle. Maybe not the cleanest fight right there. We're going to be seeing the full buy. No util though. They did win the round, so... Okay, that's a clean fight. Duck seems to kind of know what he's doing. I'm very skeptical about this elo though. Like, how do you kind of find yourself in level 1 elo on FaceIt? That's my question. And you know what? Like here he had a good mid fight right there. But he has no teammates on A site, but these guys are also like way too slow to take the site too. Ain't no way. Bro got clotheslined. Behind his teammate. He just got one tapped. He didn't even get a single kill. He did not get a single kill. Are we serious? That's just hilarious. This guy's literally standing still. He is standing still on his shots. He is standing still, and he just one-tapped him. He just one-tapped him. Oh, man, that's rough. That's a rough fight. I mean, honestly, you have, like, no head armor. You can get headshot by the Glock. Just gotta play a smarter fight, honestly. You don't need to challenge that. Not in, like, a super exposed angle as such. 3 people mid and 0 people B. This is level 1 gameplay. Oh, he saw one. He saw it right there. That was clean. That was a clean headshot. I gotta admit. And they have bomb. They have bomb as well. Okay. Okay. I mean, honestly, not too bad of a fight. It kind of worked out for him as well. So, pretty good round, all things considered. Bro, I actually can explain why I'm level 1. I played FaceIt when I had like 400, 600 hours in the game and didn't really know what to do, so I just lost 70% of my games. Why are you playing FaceIt when you've like kind of first started at the game? In my opinion, I feel like genuinely, like if you play FaceIt, like you should be like kind of well versed in the game basically to like kind of take your first step, because when you kind of play FaceIt, that's kind of like you trying to prove that you can be a better player than you are outside of normal competitive CS, right? So like, it's kind of like a stepping stone. It's kind of like not something that you really want to play when you are still unsure about how to play the game, essentially. In my personal opinion. You played FaceIt when you're kind of just like starting to know the game. Like 400, 600 hours is pretty decent, all things considered. But like, it's such like an early stage. Like if you're still like unconfident, like, oh, I can be better than the current rank that I am, then that's the point where I would play FaceIt. The last round, that was a pretty decent fight. You got 2 good picks right there, and you secured bomb. So yeah, I think what's interesting, you are full buying, no util at all whatsoever. But I mean, it doesn't seem like it's honestly at like this elo. I think it would be interesting to see like how the rest of this elo plays on like a much more comfortable map. I feel like maybe noobs don't really know how to like play Ancient really well. So maybe that's why they kind of don't know how to navigate around the map as such. For the past 3 rounds, I've seen people stack sites and then have gone completely unpunished as well. So yeah. Okay, that was like a pretty clean... at this point, you... Oh my god! You got clotheslined. You got clotheslined by the Deke right there. You should be smurfing on these guys technically. Like, from what I've seen so far, you have higher level peaks, but you are getting shot. You are getting killed by the most random bullshit ever. You just got one tapped by someone who wasn't even like looking at you, basically. Oh my god! Oh my god, dude! Yeah, dude! You just he wasn't even shooting at you. He was not even shooting at you, and he just one tapped you. That is that's unbelievable, bro. The fact that he hit that one tap while you happen to peek, that was just unbelievable. From all those force buys, now you're on a 5-7. The rest of your team is on a buy. Your teammate has armor, USP. You've seen a 5-7 to fight like on a mid-range duel, and I mean, most people are gonna have rifles on elbow already, so you should probably just take like a closer duel. Honestly, like holding this, you could play close on this wall, and you'd have a much more favorable fight. But you also have like 0 util to like punish these T's on elbow, so it's just a really rough fight, honestly. Do you clutch this? Are you nearly clutch this round? Okay. I just barely made timing right now on you. I think you probably should have cleared that right there. You probably should have just cleared donut. You had the timing in the space, and you were just super tunnel vision. I think you definitely could have just like focused up a little bit more on like, oh, where's the second guy possibly? Like, you already know once on site they planted the bomb, so you should just like figure out like where that second guy is around the map. And there's definitely timing for you to have lost donut, the timing on donut basically. So yeah. Oh. Cannot commit the spray. You also kind of like, you just kind of stood yourself out in the open right there. I mean, honestly, like how you guys did not kill each other within the first spray is a miracle in itself. I think at some point there's like spraying your gun and then actually trying to commit the kill. And if you literally just crouched, remember you have a crouch button, you get that kill 100% right there. All you need to do is hit crouch and kill him. He was 1 HP. I know, exactly. Here's something that I've learned. It takes 100 HP to kill a person in CS2. You can say how lit he was all you want, but you know, if you don't get the kill because it's not 100, it's not a kill. Teammates, you have 5 CTs mid! 5 CTs mid, no one is on B side. Oh my god, missed the jump. And the T's are finally like, oh yeah, we have this. We're just gonna have this. I mean, honestly, if you are a much better player, like if you are... Why are we clearing A? Come on. Okay, nice. 2 good kills. Your teammate's not even watching. Oh, you're just unsure. You have your preferences to where you want to go, but if you are arguably playing with people who are worse than you, you should be in the thought process of like, where should I be concerned about, basically? And in this case, you should probably just like go B or something. B is the site that most people are going to hit, and it's the one that is harder to rotate to if you have mid control. So like you should probably just like go B even if the rest of your teammates are not going B. You can at least like play it on a little bit more of a passive position where you're not immediately dead, but you have the information that it is B. Because then you're wasting time retaking A when no one is A. And I mean, those are good kills right at the end right there. At the same time, like, you can't kind of be half-assing the defuse, basically. I think you know that you don't have enough time, and so you need to get this bomb defused. You don't know where he is. You hear him cave right here, right? Your teammate's not doing jack shit, mind you. He's literally short, and he is just like, I don't know what I want to do, right? He's just kind of doing nothing. You don't have any util at all. Actually, mind you, you have enough to buy util. You could buy like a full set of util, and I think you only have like a flash or something. After the retake, you have like absolutely nothing at all. Like, you hear that guy cave, you just like fake the defuse or something and just like try to kill him, or honestly just like play a better play a better defuse position. If you're on the wall, it takes him like a second longer to curve around the wall, basically, to go around and to spot you, basically, which gives your teammate a little bit more time to get the kill, possibly. right? And then you can get a better defuse essentially. But you are just like way too exposed, and you already know where he is, unless you know you have shitty headphones. In that case, you didn't even hear this at all. Okay, I like this. Dude, you had that kill. You literally knew you had that kill. I mean, look at this. Look, the one thing that this guy literally has over you, the only reason that he won that fight, mind you, is because he crouched. And I feel like if you remember that you can crouch in this game, you will get so much farther in terms of your kills, because like you're not crouching, you're kind of just spraying but standing, and you're not really repositioning your gunfight whatsoever. When you're just standing still and you're just shooting, right? Like people are going to be able to readjust and just like, okay, I could just like get this guy with a kill, or just, you know, if you crouch while you're spraying a rifle, it basically tightens your like recoil. Basically, your recoil is not going to be like super wide or spread. It's going to be more like precise, basically. And this guy literally, all he did was literally just crouch and he got you, and that's why he won the fight. And you did 0 damage to him. No util again, mind you. Not that it's bad. You are saving, but I've not really seen much like util from you in the first place. Okay, you hear this guy cave. You hear this guy cave. Half-ass clear. You half-ass cleared that angle though. You didn't even check it all the way. You just like very briefly like, oh, is anybody there? Is anybody there? No one's there. Okay, and then you get shot in the back of the head of the angle you did not even clear fully. Make sure to clear your angles like properly, or like take the time for you to clear it, or at least if you are just gonna like run up, you have to just like fully clear it, basically like drive by and just like shoot him in the head basically without even like second thought. Honestly, is Duck the Next Rain the cave controller? Actually, you have like 0 util. Your team. Okay, this is free. This is a free kill. You saw that too. Okay, you're like walking at times. Why would anyone be there? Your teammate literally just like ran up through B main. I would feel like it's no reason to really clear B main, honestly. Like your teammate literally just ran up and you just heard 2 people fight off of Cat. The thought process should generally be, okay, if the T's are even checking bottom B to get your teammates, then there's no reason for them to have a third person in B main. It just doesn't make sense. The math does not add up. Okay, nice spray. Oh. Okay, nice. Teammate was just in Dota and the T got completely distracted. Why were you re-clearing Donut? There was no other. Your teammate is in Donut. Why would there be another person in Donut right there? That doesn't make any sense. The math does not math. And sure, there could have been others ones, but your teammate was literally in Donut. He would have seen more coming to Donut. That doesn't make any sense at all. Running up. Tapping away, trying to hit those shots. Teammate has a short smoke right there. Please do not re-clear cave. Your scaling was really bad. I honestly think if you lost the timing to take long control, do not retake it when all these CTs have like the opportunity to rotate over. So in that case, it's kind of like you already lost timing. You don't need to challenge that, essentially. You do not need to challenge it. Otherwise, you basically are, as you did, basically run into like multiple CTs and dying. Okay. Your thought process, right? What you can do right there is, because he is positioned on that corner, basically, you can just like swing across. You could just like swing across mid, and he's gonna have to swing out wider, and that gives you like a better angle to basically shoot him more in the open. You kind of just like re-peek into that angle basically, and just kind of feed him the kill. Okay, first of all, you're like really open in this like angle. Like this is you right now. This is where you are looking at right now. The angle you are trying to hold is tight, but you are standing right in the open. It is like standing in the middle of a street while cars are passing by, essentially, right? And in this case, right, you're just like trying to hold this angle. It's super tight too. At this like lower elo, you should probably be holding wider angles, and it'll run over you if you are in the open. Yeah, pretty much. As Wizard said, if you know, other opponents are cars basically, and you're in this open, you're gonna get run over by this cars basically. You're way too much in the open, and you're holding a super tight angle. And honestly, like at this lower elo, like most people are not really gonna be like walking into positions, especially because you caught them on the timing too. You have the position. You should be holding like a wider angle so that like swings out wide into your crosshair basically. But because of this, because you're holding like a super tight angle, he just runs across your screen. You try to shoot, readjust, you start shooting into the box, right? You're like, oh shit. You're like, okay, let me try to reswing again. And then you're kind of repositioned onto this box. And then when he swings out, your crosshair has to readjust right here. And it's just bad, and you're still in the open, and you just get punished for it basically. So just like, you know, kind of have like a smarter thought process, right? Yeah, I need to work in game sense. Like game sense honestly takes you such a long way. You can have good aim, right? But if you have like good games, if you have better game sense, that brings you so far in elo, honestly. When I played this game and was shit at it for 2 years, all I did was crouch and shoot. Because it was the easiest way to like kind of understand and to like control recoil spray basically. Because it's a game mechanic. The fact that you can crouch and then your recoil is not as bad basically. Do not forget to crouch. Don't forget to crouch. Can you explain how you can improve on game sense after you finish what you're talking about? Yeah. So honestly, with like game sense, it's kind of hard because with game sense, it's something you build over time. Game sense is your kind of overall awareness of so many different factors within the game. How are my opponents going to be moving? How should I be positioning myself to find the most success? What type of weapon should I be using? What type of util should I be using to set me up in these situations better? How do I hold an angle where I can easily get a kill, but I won't heavily get punished for making a mistake, basically? And how will someone peek, right? Like, I think, like, the peeking thing is so important because, like, a lot of people, I think, like, at lower elos, they don't really consider how someone will peek. But if you, like, start thinking about how someone will peek, it makes it easier to get a kill. At this lower elo, for instance, right? So many people are just running into the angle. You know, you kind of learn this better over time. Like, you start to get more comfortable with angles, and you start to get more comfortable with the aim fights that you take personally, right? Your awareness within the game gives you advantage in try. Yeah, essentially, basically. Like, that's, like, probably the easiest way you could do it. It's just, like, you know, you being aware of, like, your angle, your positioning, and, like, how they'll take space, basically, is also kind of, like, different factors in terms of, like, you know, your decision making in, like, okay, like, how do I approach this fight? How do I come out of it on top, basically? So, yeah. Very interesting. You buy... Oh. You're, like, trying to fake a decoy. I'm not really too sure why. And you don't have head armor. And, yeah, I think you see that deagle right there. You're kind of uncommitted onto that. You're kind of just like spraying aimlessly on that fight. I think like you probably just like swing across or just like not even really try to challenge it unless you hold like a tighter angle, because like actually that's like a perfect example, because you can hold a tighter angle because you're holding for this guy to peek off this corner basically, which in that case it's smarter to hold like a tighter fight. Like here there's like too much visual that you're kind of too concerned about basically. On top of that, there's the possibility of this guy being close on the wall, which he in fact was. Like you could just like kind of calm down, hold a tighter position, and because like look, this is you, right, at the top of ramp. This is what he's looking at. He has a better fight against you, basically, because you're kind of, remember, you are standing, first of all, so easier to headshot, basically. You're not really trying to change it up. And he's, like, less exposed, basically. He's kind of going for those, like, slight jiggle peaks. So if you just, like, held, like, a tighter angle right here, like, on that situation, where you have, like, less to be worried about, then you'd be perfectly good. Just hold the long angle so you don't isolate one fight, get as much info as possible. Yeah, I think isolating fights as well is very important, where it's like, okay, can I realistically take this fight, or like, should I not be taking this fight, basically, right? Because it just makes it easier for your thought process. Okay, nice. Okay, you're just kind of running into Donut. Jesus, you got so lucky right there. I would have expected someone to be CT. You literally just ran down and cleared out A side right there. Like, it doesn't hurt to walk, even if you're trying to fake for your teammates, basically. Or even if you were unintentionally trying to fake for your teammates, right? Like, you just make them try to come into you and like, you know, try to find out where you are basically. You are announcing where you are, and so therefore if you are in a lurk type situation, you are basically just like drawing all the attention to you, and they're gonna know exactly where you are to fight you when and where. You weren't mentally prepared for that aim fight. You were not mentally prepared for that aim fight. You were literally W keying shooting. Why are you watching him? Why are you watching him get flashed by your own flash? Oh, you're so exposed to CT. Holy shit. You're also lucky as shit because, like, they were so focused on throwing you still. Oh, that spray could have been a little bit better. And then you kind of, like, re-engage into that angle right there, like, not mentally prepared. You did not really mentally prepare yourself for that fight. Like, you wanted to fight it, but you were mentally unprepared for it at the same time. One thing I can say is keeping your thinking simple. I feel like people overthink or don't understand the simplicity of the game. Crouch and shoot, think before you're doing, all important during a match. Yeah, exactly. Like, right there, you got like a nice kill right there, and you got a second one too. And you went for the third, but I don't think you were fully prepared to go for the fight. Okay, we're again announcing ourselves with this fight. Again, you're so exposed to like multiple angles right there. You're exposed to long. You're trying to fight the guy short. You could have been fought from the guy on pillar. Remember to limit your angles basically, and take your time on fights. You also just like literally jumped on the ramp and you basically told them, "Hey, I'm over here. Like, come shoot me." Your teammate is offing in red room, which is kind of insane. Insane tech. You even really clear CT right there. But you're holding for a flank, which is kind of good because you are aware that there is a flank. Okay, there was no reason for them realistically. Okay, you literally let your teammate out for death right there. You literally announced, "Hey, I'm in red room. Come and kill us." Your teammate is trying to post up at all. And then you re-hold another angle where they're not gonna re-swing back from next to the box. They're just gonna push you, basically. They're gonna push you. Yeah, not the best round. Like, you see him right there. They're not gonna re-swing from that box right there. Like, there's that whole space on CT side that they could just run up close and swing you. Your immediate thought process would be like, shit, I should be playing back more because I'm holding this tight ass angle. I'm about to get swung. And I'm gonna have to readjust my crosshair because I don't know how wide they're gonna swing as well. And also, you just screwed over your teammate because, like you said, you just ran over here too. This poor fucking guy. This poor guy just like announced, like, giving up by your presence, basically. Okay, get the good clip. Schizo shot right there. But mind you, if someone was already in that corner, you would have already been dead, by the way. You would have already been dead. So I don't know why you shot that corner as if it was like some like neat trick, basically. Good kills though, right here. Good little entry kills. Low-key, not the best for the post plant, but whatever. I mean, okay, here's the difference between you and your teammate right there. This is how the CT is approaching the gunfight, right? You are out in the open. Your teammate is also kind of in the open, but less so because he's closer to the wall, so he can easily take cover again. At least like right there, he holds like an arguably better position because he's got cover behind the wall. You just like immediately swung into that, like completely open. You were like a deer in headlights trying to get run over. And somehow this guy actually wins a 1v3, mind you. Because of your mistake of just trying to challenge that out wide in the open. You guys let these guys back into OT, basically. Okay, you just run across. Does it hurt to crouch? It does not hurt to crouch right there. Your teammate just crouched. Your teammate crouched, he got the kill. That literally shows you how much of crouching can make a difference. I like how you also don't buy a smoke whatsoever. You don't have a... You're literally in OT and you don't buy a smoke. Are you just allergic to smokes? Again, no smoke. No smoke right here. 2 flashes and a nade. I never play Ancient, to be honest. You know, it doesn't hurt to buy some utils, though. Like, you can buy a smoke. Oh my god, you flashed your teammate, too. Holy shit. Like, you just have nades and flashes. That's all you have. And, like, mollies on occasion, too, but, like, no smoke whatsoever. Okay, that was solid. That was a good angle because now you saw that guy like re-peek into that basically. But then you held that super tight angle onto long, and you got punished for it because they can swing that wide. Right? This guy has like so much space to swing this angle basically. If they have a closer angle to swing, right? Like this cave entrance, right? Then that's a solid way. That's a solid angle to hold basically, to hold tight. But if they can swing wide, why even hold tight, right? You gotta be cautious that they can swing wider basically. Like you readjust your crosshair right here into this corner, right? And then he swings out this wide. Yes, he swings out this wide. You have to readjust your crosshair all the way over here, and then you die because of it. So for notes, honestly, first of all, you clear pretty well, right? But you need to refine your game sense. Refine your game sense. Be smarter about your peaks. Be smarter about your fights. Okay, you are taking a lot of dumb fights, and you're not even taking like the best fights for yourself, right? Take better cover. Don't hold so close angles like all the time. Like be more cautious about like how, if they're gonna swing or if they're gonna like walk into your angle basically, right? Buy a smoke, right? Don't be allergic to smoking, okay? Do not be allergic to smoking whatsoever. Even if it's a map you're uncomfortable on, like you should get general ideas like, okay, I could use a smoke to cover off this side of the map. You are on CT side and you don't have a smoke. I've literally seen that from you every single CT round. You did not have a smoke whatsoever. Turn on your headset, okay? Because there were so many times you got sound cues and you did not play off of them whatsoever. Be a little bit more cerebral about your thinking and your rotates. You have to mentally prepare yourself for each fight that you take. Mentally prepare yourself and take your time when you take that fight, essentially. Crouch. Literally just crouch. Crouch and shoot. That is an option that you can do in this game. Do not forget that you can crouch and shoot. It's just like, I may sound very critical, but like ultimately it's just like, for me, I have been playing this game for the past decade. I'm not obviously like top 1% or anything, but I would say like my experience has definitely given me like a better idea of like how to play the game, how to approach certain like fights, and kind of just a much more like deeper understanding of like how to play the game. And so, you know, I'm kind of hoping that my notes basically help you improve as a player at like the starting range essentially. Just because I know, so I was in that position myself when I started the game. I was terrible at it, and then I've improved myself over time to get to the level of where I'm at now. So, you know, that's kind of how I think about it. So yeah.